4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Carmen, as you already know, and this is Comics, your favorite podcast or soon to be favorite podcast. Today, as per usual, we have.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Esteban.
Hello, guys. This is Luis.
Hello, guys. This is Ash.
And yes, of course, that was Ash. And we are comics podcast. Sorry, I don't know what that was. But for today's show, we want to talk about the recommendations. There's usually, as you guys know, we talk about a movie or a show that we recommend each other and what our thoughts were. Last week's recommendation fell onto Luis, and Luis, why don't you tell us about it?
So Ash was host last week, and as host, he had a recommendation to me of Natural Born Killers.
And also to wear rubber.
Yes, that was a recommendation.
You never know. Also ribbed.
I said no.
It has to be ribbed on both sides. Ribbed on both sides.
Natural Born
For
Killers.
both pleasures.
Before I go into it, let me ask this question. For you guys may know. So here's the thing. Is I grew up in a very strict household, so I was only able to watch PG-13 movies when I was legit 13. So I couldn't see a lot of films that my classmates were talking about and that are very popular. And I've seen a lot of them late in life, such as with a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. So after watching this film, I looked into it a little bit. Did Quentin Tarantino have a hand in it before he started directing his own shit? Or is that just a rumor for Natural Born Killers?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't credited, but the reason I say it is that it felt very Quentin. I felt the Quentin Tarantino.
I know it's an Oliver Stone movie, but there's something. He was doing a bunch of like non-credited writings,
like producing shit, right? Okay, because so you made me watch shit. What was you gave me a recommendation of Quentin Tarantino film, the Mr. Orange, Reservoir Dogs. See, again, I'm late to the party. I never saw these as a kid, and I felt vibes of that. I felt vibes of like it just the energy, like that. A lot of the dialogue felt very smart, and it's essentially these serial killers. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino did have a hand in it. He wrote the story, but not the screenplay. So that's where
I see.
He ended up having his hand in the melting pot of Natural Born Killers.
Got it. Natural Born Killers is it's a love story. Can I call it that? It's these two serial killers that have what's up?
Absolutely a love story.
But of these like two serial killers that just kind of you find out about their traumas and you see like it's a very fascinating perspective, and the dialogue is just very smart, and I was very impressed. It's the same thing with Reservoir Dogs. There's a certain energy when you watch an older film that you kind of like, oh, it's going to be cheesy or it's going to be whatever. And I
wasn't making you watch like the TCM movies, like fucking, hey, there's a guy named John Wayne out there, you could check him out. Like
no, but I kind of like trying to, and I think we've had this conversation before of like when people have like cheesy dialogue, like you're under arrest, pencil neck, like, and it's just very like. It just feels like nobody talks like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just very Hollywood script-ish. Yeah.
That's what I hated about, and I didn't hate that, but that's what I never liked about the new Batman. When he's getting the Riddler and he calls him Pencil Neck.
Pencil Neck. I didn't catch it the first time, but when I saw it like the third time, he's like, come on, Pencil Neck. I'm like, the fuck? Like, what kind of old-timey, like, nobody talks that way. So you don't say call him a piece of shit, like they wouldn't. That'd be it. But anyway,
why I Yoda?
Batman walking in, hey, you can't be here. And then, are you sure, boss? Like, oh god, somebody got their like fucking accent lessons like that morning.
Oh, dude, I love that. I love that scene though when he walks in and He's like, you're gonna get blood on your suit. Mine or yours. Like, like if I could come up with quips that quickly and be able to back it up, that's probably the most important thing. But if I like for him to just come up with it on the spot and just like there's no expression, just like mine or yours, and then just fucks the twins up. Then the next scene you see them all like they've got like shit on their nose. Anyway, I digress. Natural Born Killers, very much recommend. I was very impressed with the writing, with the humor, which I didn't expect, and it was just the same with like Reservoir Dogs. Like I kept making comparisons, which is why I was like, this feels very Tarantino, but I saw the screenplay and I was like, it's not Tarantino. Like what the hell? But then I saw a review, like I started doing like a dive on it, and there were people like, oh, like they say that he was working on it before he started venturing off to do his own shit. But very great recommendation. Another film I never would have known about.
I think like True Romance and like Desperado, like he's there. It's just not like a Tarantino movie.
I remember in the movie that I was listening to a podcast with Judd Apatow, and he wrote the majority of the script of The Cable Guy, but he wasn't.
I didn't know that.
He wasn't credited. You did know that?
I did not know that.
Oh, and he sued the company because he wanted to have writing credit because he was he's tied as a producer, but he rewrote the script and so most of the lines that became like the cult classic-y like lines and scenes were his, but because he never got writing credit, he sued the Academy, and everybody was like
the Academy, really?
Yeah, because he was like, no, like, because I guess it was a rule that if you, and this is just based off of this podcast that he was on. He's like, it was something about if your rewrite is less than 70% of the original script, then you're still just a producer. You're not a writer. Like they will only credit you as a writer on a film if you've done more than 70%. Like of a like to change it. Like if Ash brings me a script and I take it, I'll be like, I'm gonna change 70% of it. It's still Ash's script, even though majority is mine. But if I did 80% of it, then be like it's just his concept, but I rewrote the whole thing. Then there'll be Ash and Luis that wrote it.
To me, it seems odd that he would sue the Academy. I thought he would like go after New Line Cinema because they're the ones that produced the movie. You know what I mean? Or is it because he was employed by New Line Cinema as one of the producers? He really couldn't sue them. You know what I mean?
It sounded like it was just like a thing in the industry.
Oh, I see.
And that he's like that it shouldn't be that way, and that like everybody's poking. But it was also when he was like a baby producer, like he wasn't the powerhouse he became
that he is now,
right? And so I think he was fighting for his credit is what he wanted, and he didn't get it. But anyway, I digress. And so I recently saw that podcast like a couple weeks ago, and then I was like, oh wait, I wonder if this is something similar. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to drag that out. Amazing film. Thank you, Ash. I never would have seen it otherwise. Back to you, host.
Thank you. So as per tradition, it is my turn to recommend a show or a movie to somebody on the podcast. And so my recommendation this week is going to be for Ash. It is a show on Prime, and it's called Upload.
Oh, I've been wanting to watch that.
It's really good.
Yeah. Is that the one with
Robbie Amell?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really good. I recommend it. It started slow, where I didn't know whether I was going to enjoy it or not, but I have. And I think everybody actually would enjoy it that's on the podcast. So it not only Ash, but everyone should watch it. It's really, really good. I don't want to spoil anything by giving the premise, because it's all explained on the first episode. But go watch it. It's really an amazing show, in my opinion. So there you go. And then speaking of other new things going on with us here at Comics on our YouTube channel, if you watch us, you would probably have noticed that there's some new content being featured in our page. And I want to have Ash tell us a little bit more about what the corner is and how this idea came about, because I would like to invite everyone that already watches our show to go and go to the corner and check it out. So Ash, tell us.
Basically, the corner is a chance for everybody to play the games that you guys get to play, or I don't want to say get to play like it's a fucking, but whatever it is I brought to the show when I host, which are games and tomfoolery. A lot of the core group were talking about like, oh man, like when Luis had name 5 Tom Hanks movies, I would have got it in 3 seconds. That's an example. That's not what was said, but that's an example of things that
mother.
The another one was like I don't know, it just seemed real fun. And basically it had gotten brought up so much that I was like, all right, well, let's see if it'll work. And it started in February and it didn't go great, but my friend Eddie and a couple other people were like, hey, whatever happened to that show? Like, we had a lot of fun. And then I was like, oh, well, I mean, I'll give it another try. And then the second show went a little better, and the third show went a little better. And it's like it's getting its own little legs, and it's just cool. It's a chance for everybody to play games, and it's on Monday at 9 is when we record. So it's just a chance to like have fun, drink, laugh. The show is like 30 minutes to 40 minutes, and it's your time to shine.
Nice.
Perfect. So I do want to give a little bit of more context, right? Because as you said, is whenever you host, it's the games that usually happen, and we usually do have fun. And I was actually listening to an episode of The Corner earlier today, and you did this game, and I was literally shouting in my car the answers, right? And so I want to try it with you guys. And so we'll go in order of like Esteban, Luis, and Ash. And the game was name a band, and then there's a certain letter that the band begins with, but then whatever the last letter of the band or artist, then the next person has to say the artist name with the last letter.
That's OG.
Yeah. So I was literally stuck in traffic, like shouting the answers, and as
you were watching
it was said
on traffic.
Yeah, I mean it plays. I'm not actively watching it, but I'm like listening to it, and I was shouting the answers. So again, I just want to try it because I know, as you said, even on the episode. Yes, go ahead.
As we were setting up, and it was like we were waiting for somebody to come on to the corner. Zach was literally driving on the freeway.
Oh yeah.
Podcasting.
Oh gosh. Yeah. See,
was,
I wouldn't do that.
And I was like super scared, like, bro, just fucking hang up. Like, we will be here. We're still waiting on other people. And like, it's super weird. So like, yeah, watching YouTube. Well, yeah, I can see that. Go for it. What's the order?
I mean, it's playing. I'm not watching it, but you know.
What's the order?
I glance at it here and there.
So you say a band, and then the last letter of that band, Esteban has to say like another band that starts with the last letter.
So if I say Slayer,
and then
starts with R.
Okay, done.
And then you will pick up from there, following Esteban, and then Ash would pick up from. Yes, exactly. And the reason why I want to try it is because usually when you're put on the spot, like you can't think of bands, but then like when you're listening to something, you know, they all come running through your head. So it should be either bands or artists. So I'll start with No Doubt.
Taking Back Sunday.
Yes.
Is that an H or is it an A?
I believe it's an H.
I think it's an H, yeah.
I will go with Henry Rollins.
Oh gosh, see? Gosh.
Oh, you were yelling in your car. No, you were yelling in your car.
I was. Jesus Christ. No, stop.
Also, editor, if you could just take that one part, we can make that a
No.
Oh, the whole
no.
you were
I
screaming
heard
in your
it.
car?
I heard it back. I heard it. Yep. No, I think
no,
you said that.
no, stop. And then the no is after.
I do gotta say though, Ash, we applaud you for the corner. It has been a great idea. Everybody should go and watch the episodes. It's really good. It's entertaining. So kudos to you and to everyone that has appeared on the corner. Welcome to the family, and we love to see the growth that's happening. Got it. Okay. So for our drink of the week, and that's also another thing that we feature on this channel, and is usually fun beers. Ash, what are you drinking tonight?
Today I have not a Coors Light. It's a old Rasputin. It's a Russian Imperial Stout.
Rasputin.
Never say die. This is one of those that I will be keeping on the bottle on a shelf somewhere. This is why I need a condo. I need a bigger place for my empty bottles that look cool. I gotta say it because I was gonna say it anyway. It was real thick in my mouth.
Yeah, it was.
And I thought I wasn't gonna like it. And people might have seen that when I took my first drink, but no, it got a lot better. I thought it was gonna taste like what's the one I don't like? What's
Guinness,
the
Newcastle?
brown? Yeah, but the fancier ones, like what is it a stout or what is it?
That's like a nitro stout. Yeah.
Okay, well this is a stout, but it's not harsh. It's not a lot of work to drink, which is nice. And I don't feel like I need to take shots. Like this feels like it's a good, like, keep everything chill, which is saying a lot for me. Although I did take a shot, but I don't feel the need to take shots. Usually I'd be like 4 shots in. Anybody that knows would be that's but I highly recommend it. I like it a lot. It's a fancy beer for me that I would probably only have it to chill, but other than that, I'm out there to get fucked up. But yeah, okay.
Do you think this is one of the beers that you would have like one and done, or is this something
Absolutely.
that you have like several of?
This will it'll probably be like by the end of the show, it'll probably still like be like right here. Like it's something to enjoy, and usually I drink beer as chasers. When this one is like a to enjoy, which again I don't say a lot.
Well, cheers to you, and yeah, that's a good beer. That's one of my favorite stout of beer. I used to drink it with Blue Moon, and it's called, instead of Guinness, like a snake bite, I think that the drink is called, or something like that. So it's like the stout and then Blue Moon on top. It's a good mix. I know it sounds gross, but it was a thing back in the day when I could drink that.
It up, actually.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. Yeah, I probably love that.
Well, you should try it sometime. See, that's your next drink.
All right.
And so the what?
It's better than it would be the same thing as what I had.
Well, no, because you're surprising us with another beer on top of it. Could it be Blue Moon, or I don't know, maybe a different choice? But for the news this week, Spider-Man's director John Watts exits the Marvel's Fantastic Four project. This was announced back in 2020 when they had their Disney showcasing of what was coming in the future. How do you feel about it, Ash? Does this impact your take on Fantastic Four?
No, I am kind of hoping. I know we've discussed this before, but I am kind of hoping all of John Krasinski and Emily Blunt's like, no, we're not in it. Stop asking. So that when they do, they just like like Tom Holland, when stop asking and it's not me, or he's not in the movie, and then they are. I'm hoping it's just like that status. But I don't know. Have you guys been on YouTube? There looks to be some footage of Doctor Strange 2 that looks weird. Not weird.
And
it looks.
I'm trying to stay off of social media as much as possible for this, because man, everything's getting.
It looks like legit footage because it's the Doctor Strange hair. It looks totally. And then there's people in it that I don't know. And scenes are going together. It's not like those like what if Hulk fought Superman and they just kind of edit it together. It looks kind of legit.
Yeah.
But I turned it off right away because I thought it was going to be that where it's like Spider-Man from Spider-Man 2 and they're just mixing and matching and trying to make it look like it. But yeah, it's fucked up. I fucked up my own self.
I'm trying to stay off of it. Like I don't even look at IMDb anymore, because like looking at IMDb, it'll show like if you look at the cast or whatever, like after the movie's been released, like it gives the entire cast. You know what I mean? So I can't.
Can I ask you a question? May I ask a question to people?
No.
Okay. I am one of those people that are like in the middle of a show or in the middle of a movie, not in the theater, but at home. I have to figure out where I know that person. So it's 20 minutes of blah, blah, blah into looking in IMDb. Right.
Yeah.
And some people I was with were annoyed that I couldn't just enjoy the movie, but I couldn't just enjoy the movie because I was like, if you just let me look at it now, then I will, you know what I mean? Rather than 20 minutes of, come on, he was with Keanu Reeves and they're in that fucking jail scene. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never used to be that way, but Dane is very much that way. And she'll be like, where's he from? I'm like, I don't know. And then she'll like take out her phone and I'm assuming she's on Instagram or something. And she'll be like, Natural Born Killers, like, or whatever. But then like she'll announce it and then I'll be like, oh shit, that is so-and-so. And then we'll have a little conversation about it.
It doesn't annoy you, right? It's just
not only does it not annoy me, but I've also become that person now. Like I'll see someone and I'll just fucking take out my shit and start going through it. So.
Your phone, right?
Yeah. How's that helping? Helps me.
It clears the sense.
Damn it! You took it from me. That's the clears my mind.
God.
I'm a little cloudy. Sorry, guys.
Why is the G button stick?
Oh, you know why.
How about for you, Luis? Does it impact your want to keep on or being excited for the Fantastic Four project, even though the John Watts is not going to be working on it?
No, the way I see it, it's Disney knows what they're doing. I think, I mean, if I had a magic wand, I would say we already know who these characters are. I would rather them introduce them into a series the way that they did Hulk, where the soft reboot wasn't so much a reboot as it was just, okay, we're not saying that the Edward Norton shit didn't happen, but we're going to just resume right around the era that it would have been. So I wouldn't mind so much that, like if it was to just be, here we go. But I mean, ultimately Disney has a master plan. They know what's happening. I'm good with it.
Okay, the other Fantastic Four, they like everybody already knew each other, and then they broke up in high school or they whatever, and they don't talk, and there's this awkward moment. Like, what if it was something like them two meeting for the first time? Like these two besties are meeting meet Sue Storm through Doctor Doom.
Are you saying the Fan Four stick, the Fox?
And then she only wants to go, or the brother has to be made to go. Like the only way she can go is if her brother goes. Like something weird like that, where like they're made to meet each other rather than, oh, you're my sister's ex, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
which one are you talking about? The newest one, the Fox one? Because I didn't see that one. Or are you talking about the?
Oh no, the fucking
Jessica Alba.
Yeah,
Got it.
Ooh, mad oof on that one. But yeah, but you know how like they were made to be brought back to.
Oh,
You just muted yourself.
But yeah, they were made to be brought together. Yeah. Yeah. Cool with
I
it.
mean, there's more story there, right? But if you do
No.
a trilogy or something, they can build.
They absolutely can.
They can build.
And Esteban, how about you? Does it impact your want or even excitement to watch Fantastic Four whenever it comes out?
No, I mean, as we've been saying, in Feige we trust. You know, if they find another director, cool. I'm happy for them. But I understand the reasoning why John Watts is stepping away. You know, he says he has superhero fatigue. Like he needs a break. You know, so I understand that. You know, and considerably, if you think about it, there's a lot of people that are stepping away from acting or taking a break from acting now. You know, Jim Carrey's one of them. Benedict Cumberbatch is another one. Ryan Reynolds is one. They're all taking a break right now. You know, from working. You know, so I get it. You know, it's fatigue, and are we getting to a point where you know our movie theaters are becoming saturated with superheroes? Yeah, probably. You know. Do we want to see some original content, something that's not either superhero related or anything like that? Sure, you know, but I completely understand why he's stepping away, why he needs to take a break. You know, it's a lot of work, man. You know, it's a lot of work, and being the director, you know, he's got to keep so many things, so many lids tight so that nobody knows anything. So I get it, you know. So, but to answer your question, it will not impact me wanting to see the Fantastic Four or feeling that, you know, it's not going to happen, because I'm sure it's going to happen. Feige's going to go ahead and in Feige we trust. I'm sure he'll figure out a way, you know, whether it's him, you know, getting one of the actors to, you know, do both, you know, be a director and star, you know, something. I don't know.
Dude, I already texted you, so you know I'm when you say saturated, I don't feel like it's saturated if it's one comic book movie a month, just because that's what we're paying attention to. Mm-hmm. But how many fucking romantic comedies are there on the same week? How many scary movies? How many fucking whatever? Like these, whoever's
I think
upset
it's mostly because, not that they're upset, I think it's mostly because over the last several years, the main focus has been on superhero movies. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because for me, it's not a bad thing. I've enjoyed them, all of them, right? But I think like the general public is like, oh, well, all we've gotten major movies that like have blockbuster, you know, is superhero movies. So like, can we get something other than that? I'm not complaining, I'm not agreeing, but I think like that's what the sense is.
Okay, they're much like that fucking weird, what's the one where Gambit was in space and it was like the biggest flop in the world? It was Gambit by Disney.
Oh, John Carter.
Yeah, they do try. It just, when nobody goes to see it, the blame is on the success of what is working. There's you don't even how do you say it? There's I can't even think of a comic book movie that's in the theater right now other than Doctor Strange 2, which just happened to be today. But before that,
Morbius, Venom.
Oh, Morbius, Venom. Yeah, but even nobody came home talking about Venom in a good way. And nobody talking about Morbius in a good way.
But also Batman.
Nobody's talking about Morbius in a bad way either. Nobody saw it.
Batman is streaming though.
It's also true.
Yeah. But and then even when we're away from the movies, it's on Disney Plus, and then Loki's bomb, fucking Mandalorian's bomb. What are we watching now? Moon Knight is amazing. Like it just is. But at the same time, like I want to start The Offer. I'm gonna start the show you recommended, but I don't know. I don't like when people say that it's like and it's not anybody here. It's just like it's not the comic book movies, man. That's the only thing that's working right now. Like fucking there's a million fucking romantic comedies out there, you know. This beer is my new favorite beer for getting me this fucked up.
You're fucked up right now?
No, I'm not
Oh my
fucked up, but
God.
I feel flush.
He's like, I just felt it. I just
I'm
felt.
very,
I just
very
felt the rush.
You just
also,
feel like passionate. I like it.
what she said right there. You have to edit that in to the trailer that we want to make.
Oh God.
No, oh no, stop! I felt it. But yeah, no, I'm very flush and I feel like I'm very talky. That's why I take yeah. But I don't. I don't. Like
That's
that,
just
though.
Thursdays for us, baby.
And then changing the subject a little bit to things that you have not worked out so well, and we definitely do not trust on the WB shows, would be that Batwoman has been canceled
That was awesome.
after 3 seasons.
That was awesome.
Do you like my segue? Thank you.
That was beautiful.
I was holding on to it. I was like, don't forget, Carmen.
Man, that was good.
But yeah, I think the group knows how I'm not excited, but I like literally clapped too many emojis of the fact that this show was canceled. I don't know who else on the podcast kept watching or even watched at all. I think I was the only one probably. And good for you. You didn't waste your time. But yeah, I mean, it sucks for the show. There's no reason given. It's probably with all the stuff that happened with Ruby Rose and whatever the resolution of that would be. But I mean, we're not missing anything, so that's all right. Moving right along. Because I mean, I know that we talked about the other shows, and I know, Luis, you were watching with me. What was the other show with the WB show that I painfully watched to the end too?
I'm talking about Titans.
Yes.
that was a DC Universe turn HBO Max show, girl. That wasn't WB. They got a higher budget and it still sucked.
And yeah, so I think the writing needs to be a little bit improved, or something.
They need to take it serious.
Like,
they need to take it seriously. Yeah, like Disney takes even the most ridiculous concepts serious, makes them great, and then Titans was initially pitched as a TNT show, and then they shifted it to it's going to be on the DC Universe app, and it was going to be their flagship. It was like, it's got to be great. And that and Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn ended up being amazing, and Titans season 1 was good.
The cartoon.
I'll agree with you.
What's up?
The cartoon Harley Quinn.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I watched I believe like 1 or 2 episodes of it, and then I stopped watching it. But it was good.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But you know, we are not missing anything with Batwoman being canceled. I do feel bad for the actress that picked up the mantle, because I don't think that she was given a fair chance. But again, the writing just wasn't there. It was just a very corny show. So I'm sorry for her to not be given that chance. But I mean, good riddance, and sorry about that. I don't mean it in a mean way. Yes, go ahead, Ash.
If the story is there and they just so happen to be a superhero, rather than like rather than almost like sometimes there's a lot of characters where it's like torment, like even Moon Knight. Like, it's not that he wants to fucking be a superhero. It could have easily been the new Mummy movie without that little aspect of not Moonrock. What's his name? Khonshu?
Moon Knight? Khonshu?
Yeah, it easily could have been another Mummy movie, but it's just an adventure movie that happens to be a superhero movie. I think if you consider if people did that more, then it'd be cool. Like Green Lantern is like, hey guys, I'm a superhero, and that's why it didn't work. Even with Ryan Reynolds, it just didn't work. The only one that can pull it off is fucking Tom Holland. But even then, it's like fucking, his best friend's like, "You're Spider-Man," and it's him freaking out that it's not. You know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah.
I don't know. If you concentrate on being a superhero and make it a superhero movie, it's not gonna work. If you just so happen to be, but it's really an adventure movie, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
and
good-
I think
good
it's like
writing.
you were, and like you were mentioning, Ash, with Moon Knight, which we will talk about in a little bit, but I think you touched on a good point, is that nowhere on the show was there emphasis that he was a superhero, right? Like there was never like, ooh, Moon Knight is gonna save the whatever. Like it was just like an adventure. This is what's happening. This is how the story is unfolding. And even at the end, he's never referred to as a superhero. It's actually somebody else that's what we make the connection. So that's pretty cool. And to your point, in other news, we had a lot of trailers being shared this week. So I'll start talking about "Don't Worry, Darling," the trailer. That, oh my God, what is her name? She's going out with the guy from One Direction. What is his name? Also, I forget his name. Yeah, that guy. What is her name? That actress? Gosh, I'm so bad at my job, guys.
That's not Sansa?
Olivia.
The one
No,
he's in
no,
the
it's
movie?
not Olivia.
He's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
video? He's wearing
Olivia
like
Wilde?
No.
Her.
Olivia Wilde.
She's in the movie, right? She produced it.
Sudeikis' ex?
I think she's the director, but I think she's also in the film.
Yeah, she's in the film, but she's a director.
I believe so. I'll check right now.
But yes, Ash, she is going out with Harry Styles. But talking about the trailer, did anybody happen to catch it?
I did. It's very creepy and it's very Stepford Wife-ish, and I like it. And I want to see where it goes. Like I'm intrigued. I want to see it.
I think I have the same reaction too. It reminded me a little bit of kind of, oh my God, I just talked about it. Get Out, as far as like, being in a scenario and there's things happening and you don't know why, but then you find out why. Kind of like that. So it gave me those vibes. It looks good. I like the costuming. It's very like a dated in the 50s kind of era show. So I'm excited to look at the outfits and the cars. Love that era. I wish I would have lived there, right? We say that retrospectively, but who knows if we would have actually been in that era. But yeah, so another trailer that also got featured was the Weird trailer, and that's about Weird Al. Anybody would catch that trailer?
That one was really cool.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay.
I was surprised because like to me, Daniel Radcliffe is very much Harry Potter, and he's one of those actors where I have trouble seeing him other than that. But seeing him in this movie or the trailer, it actually didn't take me out of the trailer. I enjoyed it. Ash, how about you?
Yeah, no, I it's gonna be good to see because fucking even way back when, it was a guy that took nothing serious, even in interviews, nothing was serious. So it'd be cool to see like how he handled success and like how things began to progress in his career, and like I don't know, just super. Every time he was on K-Rock, there was just no seriousness, no nothing. What's his name? Bean was in love with we just said his name 45 times. Dude, what do you have? Like
Weird Al?
sauce in your fucking pocket?
Nothing, man.
Saying Weird Al, right? Bean was in love
Weird
with
Al. Yeah, Weird Al. Yeah. So it'd be cool to see like any trials and tribulations or whatever he went through, like some kind of seriousness. It's like seeing a movie made about Carrot Top. Like, fuck, I'd want to see, you don't see any fucking serious side of Carrot Top at all. Like, so it'd be cool to see, unless he was on Ellen. But other than that,
how he is, yeah.
Like he genuinely was in his life every day. Yeah. And then the Kenobi trailer, a different one than the one we had taken a look already. Honestly, I mean, this is all I've ever wanted. It's amazing. I can't wait. I wish it was May 27th already because everything looks amazing. And just the fact of like that there was one line in the trailer where Anakin's uncle or no, Luke's uncle is with Kenobi and he's like Kenobi's telling him like, no, he's got to train. And then he's like, you know, he does a one-liner. It like that hit me because it's like, oh, I know the history. I know why you're saying that. Like, fuck. So I know that this show is gonna hit me in the feels because it's bringing everything together. But Esteban, how about you? What did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was a great trailer. And I think there's something that we forget when watching this. The line that you said, like it hit hard. It hit hard when Obi-Wan's talking to Owen, you know.
There you go.
And Obi-Wan's just like when the time is and he is, oh yeah, Uncle Owen. When Obi-Wan tells him when he is of age he must be trained, and then Owen fucking daggers, bro. He looks at Obi-Wan, oh, like you trained his father. You're just, oh, you know. But that's the thing, is that we forget that there are two Obi-Wans, okay? Not like two character Obi-Wans, but there's two Obi-Wans. So there's Obi-Wan in episode 4, and then there's Obi-Wan in episode 1, 2, 3, and now his own series. So up until the point of the end of Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan thought Anakin was dead. So we're going to see, and I hope we see this, the realization where Obi-Wan puts 1 and 1 together and realizes that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
When they put that in the images of him putting on the suit, and then like you hear the, you know, his breath, and then like it goes to Kenobi like opening his eyes because like he kind of felt the force. I was like, oh my god. Anyway.
No, yeah, I'm excited for it.
I'm freaking out.
I'm excited for it. It's there. I mean, they're already calling it a limited series, so we already know it's only going to be 1 season, you know, for this. It is 6 episodes, so on the bright side, they're 6 hours, or they're an hour long, so or more, maybe, give or take.
6 hours of content.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, they packed in a lot in that trailer. And I'm thinking, how the fuck are they going to fit all this in 6 episodes? You know,
6 hours is a long time, especially with a character that's already been developed. So now it's just like, you already know who this is and go. And it's like, right. What adventures he has. Like, oh man, it's exciting times. It's exciting times to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. And being that it's going to drop on the 27th on a Friday, we're getting 2 episodes that day, you know? So it's, man.
When's the Mandalorian start?
Not until I think December of this year.
Okay.
The end of the year. Yeah.
2-week little whatever, and then it leads into something else. Even if it's Marvel to Star Wars, like then it goes into the next whatever the next big thing is. They give you a break, but
so
Luis, how do you feel? Did you catch this last trailer of Kenobi?
I did. Fairly similar to everybody else's thoughts. Nothing else to add. Pretty excited.
And then one of the other trailers that we happened to get, and very much you felt yes.
I love that nobody's thrown away. Is that like Uncle Owen is Uncle Owen? Like people get to reprise their roles even if they show up in the movie into the show. But I, much like Marvel, nobody's thrown away. It's everybody has a story. Sorry, Carmen, go ahead.
No. I would like to let you know that
that was
I did
honestly
not
the only thing.
forget.
You guys said everything exactly what I wanted to say. That was I just like the I also feel like maybe Ahsoka will get a storyline in there somewhere and it could spring her off. You know what I mean? Like everybody has like little platforms that they spring off. So maybe we get fucking just a Darth Vader one. That'd be fucking dope later on in life. So
I would like to see that. The conversation that Kenobi and Ahsoka would have about, Anakin and what his faith was.
the
I
start of the
think that
Death
would be
Star.
yeah,
You
that
know what I
would
mean?
be like, yeah, for sure. That
Like
it's
other
just,
little pockets of rebellion that may pop up. I mean, just if they were to only do a Vader one, like
Vader down.
Yeah,
Great comic
Dude,
series.
that comic was dope.
It's like a 6-7 issue comic book, taking place at the end of A New Hope when his TIE fighter gets shot by the Millennium Falcon, and it crash lands on a planet. And Vader Down is the story. I might have talked about this before. I apologize. Is the story about a rebel assassination squad to try to take out Vader? No, because they have knowledge that he crash landed on this planet, and you just see him decimate a fucking squadron. Like he is on foot.
Even in Rogue One, where it's not going to end great, like you still have enough story to get us there.
Yeah,
make us care about the characters that are going to go get slaughtered. That's all you really need.
And the beautiful thing about Rogue One is you got to see how much of a terror he was, because we saw him in a sense of like when he was everybody was afraid of him, but when you meet him as Luke, he was taking it easy on Luke because he knew that was his son, But like to see him with not giving a shit and just fucking murder all these folks, and to the idea of that in Rogue One would just be fucking great. Like we're talking X-wings flying at him and he crushes them and then like throws like just insane power shit of just like he's at the height of his rage. God, so good.
And
Also,
another,
Also, he's trying to convince him to be on his side, even though
he's holding back.
And
then to see this side of him where he's just absolute peak
Jedi
rage.
is my favorite. I don't know why people love fucking Empire Strikes Back, but Jedi is my favorite. I get the Ewok thing, but just the completion, filthy, of the fucking like the actual fighting. And then I think I don't like that he loses at the. I think that's why like there's no fucking Stallone win. Good guy wins in the end,
Yeah.
And there's that fucking that betrayal of Billy D. Williams. I can't think of his name. Oh, and then fucking even what's his name? From Rogue One, they're gonna do something with him, right? They're gonna do a spin-off with him, right?
I forgot his name.
Diego Luna?
Yeah, but his character is a C.
Oh, Andor?
Oh my gosh.
It's a C,
Andor.
but they want to do something with him, right? He signed on to do something.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the Andor show.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's thrown away. Everybody has a chance to get fleshed out. No pun intended.
Got it. And then the last trailer that we will talk about this week is House of Dragons. Another beautifully amazing trailer that I cannot wait for the show to begin. Just based on the trailer alone, I mean, the budget that we're working with here for the show, it's amazing. I am gonna hold my breath just because, as we have mentioned several times through the show, I don't agree with the ending of Game of Thrones. Let's not even go there today. But how about you guys? What are your thoughts on the trailer, Luis? Got it.
I think I want to know what Ash thinks.
Got it.
Is there an end? Is there an end? Like, is there like, hey, it's gonna be 4 seasons, or are they gonna go as long as whatever the story is? Is there?
I would argue. I mean, nothing's been officially announced, but I would argue that they would just. They're probably gauging it on the first season and be like, let's see how this goes, because they're pumping money into this thing.
Yeah, big time. Very, very excited. I love that. I love that story. Um, I never saw any of the books, so I don't know why I'm not disappointed. You know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like
Mhm.
it was the way it was. Uh, and they gave the Third Eye Raven, like they gave him a lot of story for him to just not to not become the king, but it wasn't a random. It wasn't a fucking the worm. It wasn't Grey Worm that got the fucking me the king. You know what I mean? Like it was somebody that still had a lot of fucking story. So I know that's old shit, but um I don't know. I'm fucking super excited, and I kind of want to know. I think I have said this before. The first guy, Daenerys' brother, when he was all fucking like the first couple
Syrian.
of, yeah, easy. I don't know names. I'm not that hooked on it yet. But yeah, Chevron. I want to know why. I want to know why they're. I want to know why they're. Like, did they? I guess it's because I don't know the story. But what got him to make himself feel like that? Like, did they come from something, or are we gonna come in?
Yeah,
And
they came from the king, the Mad King. They were.
I haven't read the books. I'm just saying, are we gonna come in and they're all gonna be like that, or is it gonna be? That's
Look,
what
I'm
Bro.
trying to tell you where it's.
I know it's
from,
it's
but
like she's
How
you
trying
many
to
like
times
tell
is your
you.
voice gonna crack today? A lot, huh?
many times.
Many times.
Dude,
They
okay, so that right there, the question that you asked just tells me that you didn't pay attention during Game of Thrones.
did.
Because it's answered. It's
Because it's
answered through the
answered in
show.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was so confident in his answer. Yeah, I did. It was answered. Oh shit.
No, because there's a lot of
There's a lot of dialogue. It's very wordy. And sometimes I'll look at my phone for a sec and then I'll be like, the fuck's happening? Why y'all having
Yeah.
dinner together? Yeah.
It was a lot of the books were better.
Why is a pregnant lady being stabbed?
Yeah, exactly.
I looked at my Instagram and then it's Red Wedding. What is happening?
So much
But
death.
is it Lady in White? I kept expecting fucking. Is it Lady in White? Am I fucking it up? Her to come back as a ghost, the wife. When we thought she was
Oh,
gonna come,
Ned Stark's wife. Hmm.
is it late? What's her ghost name? Is it Lady in White?
Oh, she's Lady Stoneheart.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Yeah,
was a-
she's like a zombie in the book.
but there was an episode where we felt that the clues might be leading to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Daenerys is a direct descendant of the Mad King, so this story
Is this
or
centuries before, or is this like
yes,
this
it's like 2,000 years or something like that before
okay,
Game of Thrones.
So that's why I didn't think it was going to be all fucking linked together.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
What
like
if the Mad
2,000
King's
years.
like Gary Busey? I totally would watch, and it's just him with a crown, but still like in like a
But he's like in his civilian clothes.
Chicago Cubs jersey or something.
Got like a Dickies jacket. Like
That's why he's a Mad King, because he's like so outside. I love it.
Hilarious. Just be yourself, bro. No lines. Stop eating apples. You have lines.
No, it's
I'm
excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I know the budget was insane. I dug hearing like the house names again when they were all bending the knee, and you heard was it Brandon Stark, I think it was Brandon Stark. So yeah, I'm stoked, to see it. And then you heard Baratheon and you heard, so I'm excited to see it. Yeah, it's
anybody gonna come back with a different haircut and play the dad? It's a great grandfather.
No, it's supposed to be somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be dope though. And then they just cut his head off again at the end of the first episode.
I was gonna say I got so invested into Ned.
I know.
Part That part, and then the little girl seeing it, like where she started. Aya is still one of my favorite characters, but
Arya is my favorite character.
And
Hands
just the
down.
like where she got to, and then like, there's no way this is gonna happen. Oh,
her development in the book is way better, though. In the book, her development is way better. So
that's what you just did to me right now. Is exactly what it was like watching Game of Thrones. Oh, did you see episode 3? The book was better. Like, well, then why are you asking me? You didn't. It wasn't from you, but that's how it was conveyed to me.
You know what? I hope Doctor Strange is spoiled for you before you see it. How about that?
It totally already was. That YouTube video, man. I don't know if somebody went in early or it was some. You know how they give the movies to the Academy so that they can see it before the. I don't know if it was one of that. Something fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm good. I'm still.
So stay off the internet until you watch it. From now on. And then lastly, one of our last subjects. Oh, sorry, Ash. Go ahead.
No, I said thanks, Mom.
Yeah, Mom, wherever you are, thank you.
How much have you been drinking?
I have had one glass of wine, thank you very much. But I
it was
will
a mega
attribute
pint.
my tiredness.
It was a mega pint.
It was a whole bottle into this one glass.
Mega
But
pint.
the last subject that we'll cover today before we go into spoiler talk of the last episode of Moon Knight is Warner Brothers Discovery is reportedly interested in selling their gaming studios and IP licenses. So some of the interested parties are Xbox, Sony, and EA. I know that you guys will definitely have some thoughts. What are the thoughts amongst the three of you about this?
If I were Warner Brothers Discovery trying to sell that off, I wouldn't sell it as a bundle, like as a big old. I would say I would definitely negotiate, like because technically, if you think about it, if they're really eager to sell, I would see Warner Brothers Discovery like the ball's in their court to be able to negotiate. You know what I mean? So it's like if they're planning on selling stuff, if they're like, let's say the Arkham series, whose hands would it be best to fit in? And I would say it would fall with Sony because of how amazing Spider-Man is. Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, I can see that, so Gotham Knights going over there and stuff like that. But the only problem is that if you do that, then it's sold, then it becomes an exclusive. It's an exclusive that is only to that one console, which is probably what may end up happening. That's how I see it. I wouldn't sell it all to Xbox or all to Sony or all to EA. I would kind of break it up and like, okay, if you want to purchase these, it's X amount of dollars for if you want to purchase the licensing for this. So.
And Luis, how about for you? What are your thoughts?
We really are. It's coming very reminiscent of the 90s of what was referred to as the console wars. So PlayStation, within the next month, they're going to be releasing a new subscription-based subscription. They have a subscription-based thing now, but the way that it's going to work is you essentially pay a flat fee month to month and you get a library of games. Xbox has been doing this very well and they're putting themselves on the map with it. So this last generation, the Xbox is a little behind hardware power wise versus the PlayStation, but what they've decided to invest in is services. So they're making things more user friendly. They're allowing a lot of their first party titles, so games that were developed in their studio, to be released on the subscription based thing. So for $20 a month that you have to pay for to have online gaming, you get access to games that just came out, which is unheard of. It's amazing. PlayStation doesn't do that. PlayStation, it's like, oh, we have a similar thing that they claim competes with it, but their first party titles, like, no, you still have to pay $60 for that. Like, and so PlayStation is taking a step in that direction of like, fuck, you guys are having to make us step up our game. So they seem hungrier. So I think they're probably going to be bidding more for it, but I don't think it's going to be exclusive for the console. More, it's like a timed exclusive. So for the first 6 months, it'll be only on PlayStation, and then after it'll come out on Xbox.
Multi-platforms.
Which is what's happening with Bethesda, which is the people. Their very popular game is Skyrim, Fallout, the Fallout series. There was a game called Time Loop that I bought on PlayStation 5, and I thought it was an exclusive, and then I just saw an announcement that it's coming out for Xbox soon. It's like, oh, it was timed. It was just their deals or whatever, and it's just
right.
What's becoming shitty is that because they're doing this, it's like we take a step forward and then a step back. The step forward is the one thing I never thought in my lifetime would happen is different video game consoles are able to connect to play with each other. So if you have let's say Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which I'm really hooked on right now, and Ash has Xbox and I have PlayStation. Today, you're able to connect and play the same game, even though we're on two different consoles. And we have fantasized about that since online gaming became a thing. And it was like, oh, it'll never happen. These gaming companies will never work together like that. We're there. And it's like, oh my God, the first time that it happened was Xbox and Nintendo. And they had all spoken about how Sony is difficult to work with, that they didn't want to do it. But they got pressured into it, and now here we are. But then within a year, they started announcing all these different gaming studios that started getting bought out. So what's going to happen? I don't know. It is a cash grab of what's similar to what's happening in the comic book movie world, where everyone was buying comic book properties. That's what's happening with video games right now. So
I could see, like, okay, I get it. Like, okay, well, if I don't make this game for Xbox only, then they can get that game for PlayStation. So what makes us special?
Right.
But at the same time, look what fucking Mortal Kombat did. If you got fucking Mortal Kombat with them, you get Freddy. If you get it with them, you get Jason, or you get Spawn and RoboCop, or like just kind of make it that like. We've gotten to a place where you spend $60 and you still don't get the full game. I don't know why we accepted that. I don't know why we've agreed to that. We should have never agreed to that. I can see getting the game for $20 and then 60 gets you everything, but I don't know where we came with like new math.
$60 and then pay $10 for you want guns in the gun game?
Yeah.
Another $10. Yeah.
And then like the season pass, sorry, Esteban, like $60, then the season pass. And then even then, sometimes in the season pass, you don't get the, like, okay, so I get the WWE 2Ks. Sometimes not even in the season pass, I'm not going to get the NWO characters because I didn't get the deluxe, and then I didn't get the fucking cream your pants version. Like, bro, it should, should not be $120.
Capcom was notorious for that. Capcom got in trouble actually with they had a crossover game, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and they released the season pass, and they're like, game is $60, Carmen. Pay us $60, and if you want to play with these other characters, you can pre-order the season pass, drop an additional $40. We're not going to tell you who gets released, but you drop an extra $40, and then when they come out, you'll get first dibs on it. People bought it. But because we live in this day and age of computers, somebody cracked the code in the game. The characters that you just paid an additional $40 for were already in the game. So the season pass was actually just a token to unlock it. So people cracked the code, and there were fully playable characters of an additional 12 characters, I think it was. So you just paid full price for a game for characters that Capcom claimed weren't in development yet, that they're like, oh, we're about to start on it. We've been perfecting this game. But the reality is you gave me a demo. You made me pay full price for a demo of a game. And these characters are already in here, and you're not going to, like, that was some shady shit. And then the official statement from Capcom at the time was that they were disappointed in their fans.
Wow.
They were disappointed in us for cracking their game. That was their official statement. Right. They're like, oh, they said something
dare you
about
be smarter than me.
they said so. They phrased it in something along the lines of jeopardizing the integrity of their game, like for cracking into it. And it's like, dude, your code is in there. Like, and it was Blanca and Mega Man were the big reveals that they were playing with. And then after that, they released all the characters almost immediately after, and the game was supposed to come out with a sequel. Because the first one was Capcom developing Capcom vs Street Fighter, and the second game was supposed to be, it was supposed to be Tekken and Street Fighter. The second game was going to be the Tekken company creating their version of it, like throw the Street Fighter characters in it.
It was their
mechanics,
rules, right?
Yeah.
Instead of fucking doing a fireball, it'd be like back forth,
right?
Yeah.
And then they pulled the plug on it, and but in their new game, they did get Akuma as a extra character or whatever. But some shady shit. But like Ash is saying, it's like you order the cheeseburger, and it's like, oh, you want meat, cheese, and lettuce? Yeah. Like you have to pay an extra $20 for that. It's like that's fucking
That's $5 guys for you.
I'm so angry.
Even Fortnite is free, but all the shit that you still spend $1,000 or whatever the fuck you're gonna spend, kids. But it still started off free. It wasn't $60 and then go ask your fucking mom for fucking $10 for a fucking Will Smith slapping Chris Rock skin. You know what I mean? Like you're not asking for anything crazy.
Yeah, and I think the if they're gonna be doing shit like that, like the one thing that probably like pisses me off too, it's like they have the, like you kind of touched a little bit on it, Ash. It's like the different versions of the game. It's like the regular version, which is like the $60, and then like the premiere version, and then the legendary version, and then like the ultimate version, you know. And it's like it obviously goes up like $10 in price, you know, or $20 in price, and then the ultimate edition or the legendary edition, you know, and you end up paying $130 for that game,
and you still don't get the fucking whole thing because the other thing's not gonna come out till March. Like you should at least get that shit. I just cut you off, man. I'm sorry. But you should at least be like, if I spend $130, then that's ridiculous.
And that's the thing, is that, you know, when the last time I pre-ordered a game, okay, was Halo 3. Okay, that was the last time I pre-ordered a game. Okay, so I have the Master Chief helmet that holds the games in there, you know, and that alone cost me $120. You know, I got the game, and it wasn't the full game. Okay, I didn't get like any of the extra stuff in there, but I did get the helmet, you know, so that's how they sold. Like you got the helmet and everything, and then you got an additional disc, which was the fucking soundtrack for the game, and
like a behind the scenes disc, right?
Yeah. So, and that's all it was, and it's just like, okay, cool. So I spent $130 for a helmet that holds my games that I can't even wear if I wanted to, you know.
When would you want to wear it?
Why wouldn't you want to wear it?
Duh.
Oh, like when?
Oh, you know when.
Go to the grocery store. What are you talking about?
You know when.
Call me Master Chief. Anyway.
No.
I don't know how we would.
That will bring. Yeah.
I don't know how we got there, but go ahead.
Real quick about Master Chief, I am so sorry. There's a scene in episode 4 when they are sprinting full speed and they're keeping up with the Warthog.
Yeah.
Fuck you. That is that brought me to Winter Soldier. When he's running on your left, like when he's just running and he's just or even
Infinity War
when him and Black Panther like when they're both they're sprinting so much faster than everybody else, and it's like oh god, and just the way he gives orders to the squad and just they're fucking running, shoot, dodging, and they're just like fucking running full speed, like
dude, it's
Warthog right fucking there. God, super soldiers.
The show is so fucking good. The show is so amazing.
When they got into the Warthog, it was like when you're playing the game and everybody comes in. Yeah, Like
They're
it
selling?
was like the side and the passenger, and then on the fucking. It was oh man,
dude. They really made it feel.
Slide is exactly like the fucking where you're putting.
Yeah.
And the camera, I thought, did well of like the way that it looks, even in the like with Robert Downey with the Iron Man camera, where it's like it shows on him, and you see him like when he's breathing heavy, when he takes a hit, and he's just like, oh, like kind of dazed, but you don't see obviously the expression on the mask because
right. I love the fact that they still use the same audio when their shield is low. Yeah. And then it charges up. Yeah. And I think my favorite line so far in this, I haven't seen the episode that dropped today. Okay, I haven't seen episode 7 yet.
Not yet.
So my favorite line in that is when Master Chief is trying to get the artifact and he's firing his gun and he runs out of ammo and Cortana goes, switch to secondary, and he goes, I know how the game is played, Cortana.
I know how the game is played. Like, because that's that's so many like bless Dana's heart. Like I clap like I'm that moron. Like I was like, oh shit, and she's like, she doesn't know why I'm excited, but like kind of like if you yell when there's a dog in the room and the dog gets all excited, like she just gets happy for me and she just like kind of pats me on the leg, and then after the episode's over, like, so what was that? I'm like, oh, and then I start explaining shit. I realized the comparison that I made, and I didn't mean to be so disrespectful. I love her. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah. Anyway.
And moving on to our spoiler talk of the evening, which is about Moon Knight. So if you have not watched the last episode or the season at all, please click away. You have been forewarned.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, Louis.
I don't like.
Have you not catch any of the episodes? I know you said Dana hadn't watched.
Why is it me? Why is it me?
I don't know.
The thing
why
I don't like about Halo is the fucking Jessica Jones little girl. I hate I hate you all. Help me. I hate that character so fucking much. I'm so tired of it being, they always make it a female. They always make it like, I hate all of you. You guys are fucking disrespectful. Help me. Like, okay, that was weird. And then
talking about the little Asian girl.
Yeah, but I adore her because she reminds me of one of Andy's fucking daughters because it looks exactly like her. And exactly the way she acts, and like I
hate you. Help me,
all my heart. But that character in the show is, I can't get behind that fucking character. Like I don't. There's no learning. There's no, and I'm trying to do. Sure. I did see the latest episode, so I don't want to spoil anything, but she's going through everybody and saying like, well, yeah, but your dad had his faults. No, I want to avenge him. He was right. And it's like, okay, but he was late on a lot of parking tickets. No, like there's no, like you're blind. You like, there's no fucking whatever. I'll take them on myself.
No, for sure. And I like how her aunt tries to talk some sense into her, you know, and it's just like, still like, no. Like, no, and you're wrong.
Not saying no, it's like, let's do this right. Let's do this when you calm down and we fucking can figure some shit out. You're gonna help me. You're not gonna help me. You're gonna betray me. Like, I there's no like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you put yourself in a fucked up situation the entire fucking show, and then like, I don't know what to do. Like, well, stop fucking up. Stop. That
like, you did it to yourself.
Yes, that's again. I don't mean to be compared to Jessica Jones, but that was fucking not Steel. Fuck, what was his name? Yellow shirt.
Luke Cage.
It was that. It was like, no, I'm gonna go get him. Fuck everything you have
Steel.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, everybody's gonna save you, and you're like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but her character reminded me of Jessica Jones, which made me like, again, adore her. Great actress. I just don't like that character. And it's like it's been 5 episodes of, well, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. Well, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. Well, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. And it's like, okay, but there's this. Well, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. Oh, everybody will rise up. She goes to a place, they're not gonna rise up. What? I'm gonna do it by myself. Like, how the fuck are you gonna do it by yourself when you were saved for the last fucking 5 episodes?
Yeah.
By Spartans, by this, by that, by fucking dumb luck, by So hopefully she becomes like a fucking. I'm hoping it's not royalty and it's gonna be a pirate like Homie. I can't think of his name with the fin. I'm hoping it's like a. I'm hoping it's gonna be like, you know, like when the character like Aladdin, like instead like it's gonna be the hero is.
Right.
Or not Aladdin, but Han Solo. Like just never that. Just kind of I'm gonna always be who I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So anyway, I swear to God, it was gonna be one sentence, Carmen, and then it just fucking blew up. Moon Knight is
It's
great.
all good. Yeah,
Moon Knight's
tell us
great.
about it.
I was passionate. I had a lot of passion about it.
You already
About
break some
Moon
glasses
Knight?
over there?
No, about
Halo?
Halo.
No, because you said sorry.
I
only one
yell at
sentence.
my fucking screen when she does fucking something stupid. I yell at the screen like somebody's trying to fucking babysit you and protect you the whole fucking show, and it's like you're not doing what I want. I'm going to knock you out, and then you got to fucking save me later.
I have a question. I have a question for everybody here in the room. You know how Ash always tells us about his crazy neighbor?
Mhm.
Now that the crazy neighbor has left, has Ash just evolved into the crazy neighbor?
Yeah.
By yelling at his TV screen?
I'm not on PCP.
I never said you were.
Then I'm not crazy neighbor. He's right behind me, isn't
What's up, dog?
he?
Since when have you had a roommate? I don't have. But Carmen was asked when you had said, "Okay, let's talk about Moon Knight." Carmen asked you, "What do you tell us about it?" Talking to you.
Okay, one, did it end at 6 and we're like on?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Mhm.
For now.
Like that. I don't like that at all.
Well, for now,
You didn't like
there's
that.
flip-flop back and forth that it may have a second season or it just may be over.
It could end on what I just saw. What I saw
Mhm.
with like no resolution whatsoever.
Right. Or he could show
Hopefully
awesome.
it's
I love it.
It's the we already announced a spoiler.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the character we've become accustomed to that we lose, only to have Mark.
Mark.
That can't be it. There's no way. It's too fucking popular. He'll be back. But and then I like the fucking Mr. Knight and Mr. Moon.
Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight. And then Moon. Dude, that's too many cool fucking things that could happen. Damn, with the loss of fucking Steven, do we lose Mr. Knight? Mr. Knight was fucking cool.
Did you watch the newest episode? I feel like you're missing. I feel like you're missing
The end.
Yeah, I feel like you missed the end.
Oh, was there end credits? Did I miss it? End credits again?
No. Like
No.
The fucking Steven didn't any turn to sand, right? What?
Yeah.
that's episode 5. There was one more.
No, I saw it. All right, I had to have seen it. Okay,
Did you see the kaiju fight?
Conchu with
No,
Ahmet. Then you're missing the whole episode.
yeah, you're missing the last episode.
no. What? Oh, come on. Okay,
He's like in denial.
no. Once you said country fight, I know I didn't see it, but like, yeah. Okay, the one.
Mhm. Harrow.
Haro.
Matt.
That was racist. I didn't mean it to be. The hippo.
Yeah.
She's a goddess.
She's a goddess, yeah.
No. Okay, the thing that made me think of the hippo was like you couldn't get the hippo right in turning Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So and then this is fucking perfect. Anyway. Anyway. No, I haven't seen it, but I started episode 6 and they showed the gunshot to Mark.
Yeah.
So when they showed that, I was like, oh, we're done. So I do have a whole new episode. When I saw the previously on, I was like, oh, it's done. So I have a happy surprise. That
you actually really do. It's a good episode.
I'll probably catch up this weekend.
Yeah, yeah. You'll be impressed.
I'll watch it this weekend.
Yeah. I will say
don't worry about not spoiling. We fucking announced it to everybody. People have already been waiting for our thoughts.
No, I know. I will say from the entire series, my favorite character is Steven. Steven is my favorite character, and Mr. Knight is my favorite character. You know, like Moon Knight's dope and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, he's dope, but Mr. Knight, like,
that's no shit.
He is the shit, dude. And the very end, there was a very hard.
That's almost like Moon Knight. That's almost like Moon Knight's alter ego, as opposed to these two alter egos. It's like, sorry, I'm really not trying to cut you off. I'm trying to add to your comment.
No, I know. there was a real genuine sweet scene. Like oh, it was very heartwarming. There's a scene where someone is asked someone else, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?" And that character, without hesitation, yes. And it's like I thought that was fucking dope. I thought that was dope. You know, like it was very heartwarming, and I'm like, oh, like legit. Like after that happened, I was like, oh, that was cool. Like I love that. That part was so fucking cool. I dug that part.
Very cryptic. Yeah, you're very cryptic on the way that you said it.
I think I agree with you, Seven. Because as we mentioned earlier, right? It's like the characters never said they were something or they weren't anything. And then just like it's kind of like you get to be represented and you see that and it's like, are you? Like I get somebody to look up to. Like that was great. I shared those thoughts with you on that sense. I love that. It was really well done.
It was really, really cool. I mean, if you want us to spoil it, we'll spoil it. You know what I mean?
I also love the
no, not that.
Stephen DeMark, and it was
5
episodes of like, let me pretty much fucking let me in, let me in, and them judging each other like you're too weak, you're gonna fucking slaughter everybody in their family, to where the ship part, as far as we knew, we lost somebody. It was a big loss to Mark. I kind of felt too, before what was realized, I kind of always thought Mark created Stephen to be English because who he fell in love with. That's what I thought in the very beginning. Like, of course, you're gonna. I thought it was gonna be like a Jason Bourne thing where I've created somebody with so that by doing the accent, I can always lock back into that. But it was based on something else. Now I'm doing what you guys are doing. I'm super happy that I'm gonna I have a whole episode. That's the only reason
I will say that part that you're referring to where Mark felt like he lost someone, you know, in that there's dialogue in there in episode 6 that is very heartwarming, you know, where he's talking to his alter ego or his, I mean, it's not really an alter ego. He has dissociative identity disorder, you know, or they call it DID for short, you know. So yeah, he's mentally broken, you know. And it's
subjects.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think
dude, they made it the female. Like that's
right. And I think
very
that this show gives a voice to like Luis's cat. Luis's cat has, I'm telling you, is like 2 different personalities. Luis's cat. You know,
two-faced cat. How do you not name that cat Harvey Dent? Go on.
It gives people a voice. The individuals that are suffering with that disorder, it gives them a voice, because from what I've read and what I've seen, that Oscar Isaac plays that character very well, you know, jumping from personality to personality. And I think you saw it more in episode 5, where he's in therapy, and you see him jumping from Mark to Steven, Mark to Steven, Mark to Steven, you know, as they're talking.
And the doctor's trying to figure it out. Steven, is that? Yeah, that's so fucking cool.
Right. And I'm not sure if you caught it, but there was that third personality in there.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned somebody.
Okay.
He says we haven't gotten there yet, right? He says something.
Right, but no,
then...
they give an actual. You see the third personality, because you see Mark, you see Steven, then you see another personality with a broken nose. Okay.
This is episode 5.
Yeah, it's episode 5. And you see that, and you see him going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And if you were paying attention, you would hear the different accent as he's speaking in that third personality. You know, your cat's fucking creepy, Luis.
He's with fucking is he with the doctor?
Yeah. It's during the therapy session. Yeah.
It's one of the many times that he switches over personalities, and then you like notice it, but it's very subtle. Like it was very subtly done, but you can really pick up on it, and you can definitely pick up on that on the 6th episode, and that's why like they better not leave us hanging, and this better not be the only season.
Right.
Okay.
And no. It was fantastic. There was when you finally see Mark and Steven work together, you know, and Mark reunites with Layla and Steven, and then it switches over to Steven, and he gives Layla this big ol' hug. He goes, I swear to God, like a little kid, I have certain skills I want to show you now. And she goes, okay, show me, you know, and then it turns into this whole monologue. And bro, it was fucking dope. And Carmen, don't get me wrong. I was like, when I saw Mark fighting against Harrow, okay, no, when Steven was fighting against Harrow in the Mr. Knight costume, and he ends up chucking him against the wall, and he goes, you know, I'm just like,
oh yeah, my
you get it, boy. That shit was dope. Like I legit had to rewind it, and I'm like, I need to watch that again. That shit was dope.
I don't know if we've seen that yet, but like I feel like Mr. Knight fights different than
for sure,
right? So that's what makes it again even cooler. Like even I don't know, man. They made me care about a character that fucking
made you care about 2 characters, dude. Like in all,
but Moon Knight. Let's just say Moon Knight in general, like the whole story of Moon Knight. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I don't. And DC can't make us care about fucking the Red Hood. You know what I mean? Like, it's so dude. Fucking weird that they just sometimes the story is there, man. Like, just tell the fucking story, like. The abuse, the this, the that, the fucking identities, like it just so happens to be, you know, it doesn't have to be fucking saving the fucking. I need to save the fucking universe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I also like the fact that we get that we got to see the suit, or like their suits being utilized to like the maximum potential. And that was so cool. And then also like the fight between the gods, that was great.
In one episode,
bro.
Damn. Oh my god. I'd watch it tonight, but I won't remember it, so I will watch it.
Bro, it is so good.
That
it is so good.
Yeah, no, I'm in. I'm fucking.
It is a lot. It is a lot, but it's done well. So it doesn't seem like it's all like jam packed in like 45 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is done well.
You catch more like Deathstroke because of the yellow, the orange, and the black.
Oh, yeah. It makes you. The one thing that I really loved that would have been dope is the director of Moon Knight, or the showrunner of Moon Knight, wanted to have the Eternals show up in Moon Knight, you know, and there was one Eternal specifically that he wanted in there, and he wanted Kengo in there, Camille Nanjiani's character show up in there when they do the flashback to ancient Egypt. That's where they wanted to have him in there, but I guess it just came out to being like way too expensive, like CGI wise and stuff like that. So that's why they couldn't do it.
They had a ship run on sand.
I don't know.
And a fucking hippo. All right. Yeah, no, that's where we draw the line. All right.
We used up our budget. Sorry.
We did on the hippo. The budget was used up on the hippo.
But Luis, do catch up. It's an amazing show.
It really is, man.
You'll truly enjoy it. For sure.
I look forward to it. I'll be doing it this weekend.
And Ash, watch the last episode because it's gonna blow your mind for sure.
Oh yeah. Mind melted.
And with that, yes. And with that, guys, is our episode 81 of Comics Podcast. And as always, I have been, well, not always, but as every other 5 episodes, I have been your host. And we are Comics. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't say the most important part. Please share, subscribe, like our video. As you know, usually we love reading your comments. We love for you to be a part of the show. So show us some love. Tell us your thoughts on Moon Knight or on any other show that you would like us to watch. And again, thank you so much already for all of the involvement, all of the views. And we are Comics, and we are
everywhere.
Exactly. And with that, good night or good day.